welcome everybody to another episode of our duotone wing and foiling tech talks. I'm Klaas and I'm standing here visiting Mr. Ken Winner, our duotone wing designer. And what Ken is holding and what you see here behind us is the 6th generation of our most popular wing, probably one of the most popular products in the sport, the Unit. And it's a product that was highly refined already over the years, and it's not easy to refine it even more. Ken, what have you guys been doing? I mean, I know you work a lot with Finn and Jeffrey on refining the details, go through hundreds of prototypes. What have you guys been doing to make this wing so much more impressive again?
Yeah, well, the most important thing we feel with wing design is to try to get a lot of power in a small package. And one of the ways we've done that in the past is by putting more canopy depth in the center of the wing. But this time we decided to put a bit less canopy depth in the center, more canopy depth at the quarter span points, and that gives us more consistent power over the sheeting angles that we operate at. So adjusting the canopy depth and tension was one of the most important things we did. Part of that was getting rid of the infill panel that we used to have here. And that helps us fine-tune the canopy depth here with precision, because the infill panel can hide a lot of flaws in the shaping of the wing, and we got rid of that source of error. Another thing we did was we refined the outline shape so that this is, the new unit has a little less sweep in the smaller sizes than the old one, and it has a little less wingspan than the bigger sizes in the 2025 version. And overall we have a wing that's very compact feeling. It whips through tacks very easily, goes from side to side when you tack very easily. And actually, because of the flatter center section, the canopy goes upwind better.
That flatter center section is something I find highly interesting, because I'm coming from windsurfing, did a lot of R&D on windsurfing sails and so on. And as you said, normally you want to increase power by slightly deeper profile and get better low end and so on. And now we feel we got better low end, better pumping efficiency to get up on foil with a really flat looking center.
Right, it's flat in the center, but we have some looseness in the canopy out here that allows it to fill out and generate more power at the quarter span points.
Where it's previously been pretty flat.
Right, in the past this has tended to be really, really tight and flat, and we want to introduce a little more depth in that area. One of the benefits is we have a better top end as well as having really good low end and really good pumpability. So the wing is easier to handle in the big gusts, and also really easy to pump up on foil in the lulls. We added a super stiff leading edge handle, and we got that from the float. Yeah. And the other thing about the looseness or the sort of extra depth in the canopy at this point, you don't see it as much on a 3-meter wing, you see it more on a bigger wing. But this makes the wing more stable when you're luffing it, surfing a wave or surfing downwind with the wing trailing behind. It has more stability, in large part because of the looseness in the canopy.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that the sheeting is something that got really direct and just highly improved. And you explained that to me, that it's like the consistency of the product from center to tip is so evenly distributed.
Yeah, the sheeting is more intuitive, and you don't feel, as you're sheeting in and sheeting out, you don't feel the center of effort moving front and back so much as on older wings. And I attribute that to the more consistent canopy depth from tip to center.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been pretty impressive. I remember when we came here for testing in last November, I got this new wing, and I compared it to one of the old ones, and I thought the old ones has been used a lot. But it was also new, and this one felt so much more fresh and direct, and
that's the exciting thing about such a young sport.
Yeah.
We can make progress every single year, and people notice that the new wings are better every single year, and that's really satisfying.
Yeah, but it takes What did you just mention? 150
maybe,
prototypes?
I mean, we might make 150 prototypes
Yeah.
in a year, but it's worth it.
That's
to
the
me.
constant everyday work.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difference that you really, really feel. So this is the original. Can you talk us through the materials used a little bit?
Yes, on the original, nothing's changed. We have our 50-gram ripstop in the front. We have our slightly heavier 70-gram ripstop in the back, which gives the wing both better pumping and better draft stability in the gusts.
So that's the Mod 3S.
Yeah. We have our 240-gram Dacron in the center in the front, which gives the center of the wing quite a bit of stiffness. And also, there's all these, all these attachments in the center of the wing, and having a really robust Dacron in the center of the wing means that the whole wing is more robust. There's less propensity to break.
So in comparison to the float, this one has this stiffer center. The benefit is you can make it slimmer.
Yes, the leading edge is a little bit smaller than on the float. With the float, we're really not worried about drag so much because it's such a pure surfing wing. This wing has a wider range of use, and so we slim down the leading edge a little bit and stiffen it up a little bit for some really, well, abuse. Frankly, our riders abuse the wings. With their flips and spins and crashes.
And you feel that it's the faster wing as well.
The Unit is the faster wing than the float, for sure. Yeah. So we have our 160-gram Dacron from this point to the tips, and the same in the strut. And all of which are very well proven materials.
Yeah.
We have very little trouble with them failing.
Same handle and boom system, the fusion handles and fusion boom, as you know from 25 units.
Yep.
And then these little details were introduced on the float already, like the molded batten caps and all these. So
yeah, molded batten caps.
Yeah.
It's a nice detail.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I said that last year. It's not easy to make a wing that everybody thinks or everybody feels it's the most refined wing on the market. To make that of a step again. Yeah. And
well, it's been really helpful to have Finn and Jeffrey on the team because they're such consummate watermen. They're good at everything and extremely sensitive to nuance of wing performance. So, if I go out there and feel something, it's nice for them to go out and confirm what it is that we're feeling, and we develop from that very, very quickly.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, you said it's a very versatile wing. To me, it feels it's faster, goes upwind better, goes downwind better, goes earlier, and flags significantly better on the wave. So it covers a lot of different feels.
Yeah. But on the other hand, that's if you compare it to the 2025 unit. If you compare it to the float, it has those things, but the float is still better in some ways.
Yeah.
So the float will be more stable when it's luffing by the handle, and it's more front-hand oriented, which is nice for surfing. The freestyle people and a lot of cruisers like the way the draft is a little more back on this wing.
So you have a bit more grunt on your backhand.
Yeah. And it locks in really well when you're sheeted in and cruising.
Yeah. All right, so this is the original, coming from 2.0 to 6.5 meter sizes.
Yeah.
Same sizes we have on our SLS, which we introduced last year. In a new concept, I mean, we had an SLS wing in 2022, the Slick SLS, which was all Penta. Now, last year we introduced the combination of Penta with an Alula Gold center panel. Maybe go through the differences a little bit, what you've done here towards the SLS, because I mean the SLS sits right in between the Dlab, the top end, and the original. Yeah, so with the SLS we're trying to step up performance a little bit with materials that are a bit more expensive, but also a little more. Out a little bit. Yeah. But not so much more expensive that the wing becomes prohibitively expensive for a lot of people.
On this particular wing, you can see the difference. You can see a little bit more looseness in the canopy. This comes from having a little bit stiffer cloth. We have the alula in the center, which makes the whole thing a bit stiffer. We have penta, which makes the whole wing a little stiffer. And the net result is this wing is a little more powerful. The freestylers really like the power. They can use a smaller wing to get going, and yet it depowers really well still. So we have the canopy is the same as on our original. We have the 50-gram Dacron, the Mod 3S in the back. Battens are the same. It's essentially the same design, but
little slimmer in diameter, right?
The leading edge is about 5% smaller in total volume, and otherwise it's very similar.
You mentioned penta. So penta is how heavy?
Well, penta is 130 gram versus our standard Dacron, which is 160 gram. So the penta is a little lighter, and the way the threads are oriented in this cloth makes it stiffer in this direction and gives the wing overall a stiffer, crisper feel.
Yeah, and then the mid panel is 86 or 82
yeah,
gram?
It's a 82 gram alula in the center, very robust material. It's ultra high molecular weight polyethylene is the basis. And of course, this material, when we test it, is really the most robust material we have. When I make test tubes and I blow them up till they explode, this is the one that explodes last.
Yeah, I mean, you do all the test tubes. We do all the lab testing,
Right.
where we have all the machinery in the main office in Europe, where basically the foundation of all this material research is made. Then you're very closely with the team in the test lab, and then basically put that into the products. On this particular penta, I think it's the version 6 or
6 version of
yeah.
penta, yeah.
So kiteboarding department has used that for years and have
Yeah.
done all the research on it. And
Yeah.
it's more crisp and more direct, and I really
Yeah.
feel that in the wings as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a really good material. I really like it. And after the lab testing gets done in Germany, I will take some materials and make test tubes and inflate them, see how much they stretch, see how much they sag when I hang weights on them, and ultimately see how much air pressure I can put in before they burst. And then see where where the failure was. Was the failure here? Was the failure here? So that's always really edifying.
Yeah, talking air pressure, it's the same air pressure recommendations to last year?
Yes, it is, yeah.
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 And there's also same air pressure recommended between original SLS and Dlab, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you just feel same pressure, you get a little higher stiffness, more direct feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people, like a lightweight rider, this says 10 psi for a 3 meter, but a lightweight rider might be happier with 9 psi. So any rider would benefit by trying different pressures.
Yeah.
And a lighter rider, if the wing feels a little stiff or a little too reactive, a little less pressure removes some of that reactivity and makes it more comfortable. But then the heavy, like the 100 kilo rider, needs the full 10 psi.
Yeah. Okay, and then the stiffer you go on materials, the more you can reduce tube diameter, make the wing
Right.
more slippery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, more reactive.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking more slippery, we just did some speed testing, testing some fast foils on the Dlab, and I must say it's really hard to beat the power generation and speed and responsiveness of the full Alula frame Dlab.
Yeah, so this wing is really targeted at the more experienced rider, the rider who can appreciate a really light wing. I mean, anybody can appreciate a light wing, but
You know what the weight of this one is?
off the top of my head, I don't.
But roughly in like, if you compare 4 meter
Yeah,
original
yeah.
to 4 meter
So a
Dlab,
4 meter original versus a 4 meter Dlab, the difference in weight might be 300 or 400 grams, and which is very substantial when you're carrying the wing. You notice it. So we went a little smaller in the leading edge diameter, so now this is 10% smaller in volume than the original. It's a little flatter in the leading edge, a little more open leach, and this makes the wing really fast. I mean, you can make a faster wing, but it's also way more complicated and heavy and difficult to ride. So if you combine easy handling with good speed, it's really hard to beat this wing. So we've got a Lula on the leading edge, 82 gram Lula in the strut, and the canopy is our same tested materials, the 50 gram ripstop in the front, Mod 3S in the back. And yeah, otherwise really similar. The handle's the same. No infill panel, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, every other detail's the same. It's just a little
Lighter in
faster,
your
a little more
hands,
lively. Yeah.
faster, more slippery.
Yeah.
And you feel that, especially in the lighter winds, you get this immediate response from the wing and the efficiency of the flex of that Alula material.
Yeah, when you get a gust, you go forward. It doesn't pull sideways as much as a less efficient wing would do.
Yeah. All right, but I mean, from those more high-end wings, obviously the SLS is a really attractive version.
Yeah.
This is the one if you have the budget and want to spend it on your limited time, the Dlab is definitely the top choice.
Yeah.
SLS, really, really great combination of top performance with
Yeah, I
good
think
value.
value to performance, it's really hard to beat the SLS.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got the it's got the power, it's got the V-power, it's got a bit lower weight. Just all around very attractive, I think.
Saying good performance, I'm really impressed by the performance of the original. How it performs. It's so comfortably.
You know what, I
enhanced.
have to tell you, what's a little bit disappointing is we come up with a really nice original design with the Dacron, and then we try to do it in Dlab, and if it doesn't turn out better, it's really disappointing because, you know, we have to get the details right, and if the details aren't right, it's not better.
Yeah.
So
That's what I always see when you guys send us some reports, and we get reports from the Spencers about how good the originals are, that there's quite a long process of translating that into SLS and Dlab and get the real benefits out of it. Ultimately, you always get it done, but it's not that easy. It's not just scaling.
it's not automatic. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, everyone has to be done individually.
Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, Ken. Hard work. I know how much hard work goes in there and how much daily testing and refining and night sessions on the computer.
Yeah.
But we all feel it, and I'm pretty sure our end consumer still feels the difference after this initial years. As you said, it's early stages still, but it's we've collected so much knowledge over the years of windsurfing, kiteboarding, and that the progression is pretty quick.
Yeah.
It becomes harder and harder to make these refinements that you actually feel such a difference.
Well, it's really gratifying to hear from people who have tried the wings and are enjoying them.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you very much. As I said, guys, if you have any questions on the new 26 unit range from original to Dlab, maybe one last thing. You see two different SLSs here. So one is the SLS, which has a colored canopy and a tube system. The other one is the SLS Concept Blue. They're basically one range, same design, same performance. The Concept Blue has undyed fabrics, so that saves it's quite a bit better in terms of sustainability versus colored fabrics. That's the difference. So thank you very much again, Ken. It was nice to visit you and try all the latest developments. Really looking forward to what the future brings here. And guys, if you have any questions, type them below the video. Leave us a like if you like this sort of content, and we hope to see you in one of the next episodes.